Hey everybody, I'm Damien, your host. Welcome back to Disturbing Kreationz Auto. So today I got in an antique BMW E30. Now, I know that we don't work a lot on antiques, but I'd like to get them in the shop to help people because anything that's 25 to 30 years old is always going to have mechanical problems, or people are always going to want to custom it. So I went around the car, I looked at some things, I videoed some stuff that needs to be fixed. The customer wants me to do some customization because he wants to turn it into a drift car. So I'm going to show you on this video right here, this is like a buyer's guide. If you buy an E30, all the things I'm going to point out on this guy's E30 that he just bought, he doesn't even know any of these things are wrong on the car yet, except for the interior where he could see. But you also need to know and look for these same things that I'm going to point out because these are hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars to fix, and you wouldn't even know it unless you're a mechanic like me and have 20 years experience. So let's walk around the car, point out those things that we like and don't like, and I'm going to be making about 10, maybe 12 videos because I've got a lot of stuff to fix. And we got a very important customization drift video coming out for this E30. I'm going to be building a Gargastic steering stem and sticking an E46 rack and pinion in this old E30 to get less turns to get those drifts on. Now let's go look at this car. All right, everybody, we're back with the E30. Antique 87 build. So going over some of the stuff, I found some more stuff we need to talk to the customer about. The hood has some of its own problems, but we had to replace these relays here. There's no relay bracket, so we're gonna have to find that. Some of these brackets are missing for connections, so we're gonna run down all this wiring. I have a bunch of relays and testers and stuff to go through everything. So I'm going to take you underneath and show you some stuff I found on the car. Before I do that, I just want to show you real quick the hood latch. So this piece that holds up the hood, so this piece goes here, but it's all busted up, so we got to get a new latch for the hood. And this piece that goes on the hood right here, this piece that goes on the hood, the other one was bent in half, and you see this one's kind of got like a little wobble to it, so I don't really trust this one. So I think I can get these for like 40 bucks, the OEM. I don't want to get an aftermarket set because this is an antique. So let's get underneath and see what happened when we got the E30 up, and I found some stuff underneath that is very concerning to me. So let's crawl underneath and let's see what's going on here. So let's go under the E30. All right. So first thing coming underneath the E30 that I saw was it's missing some belts. So it's missing two belts here. It has this one drive belt. This is the crank. I think this drive belt goes to the water pump and to the alternator. This one goes to the power steering, and this one goes to the air condition. Now, some people take off the belt to the air condition so it doesn't spin and it supposedly frees up horsepower. But if you're gonna do that, why don't you just take off the air condition as well, because it's weight. Also, the power steering, if it's going to be a straight car and you don't mind the power steering because it is a pain in the butt to move the tires, you don't need this either, but then take it out. This is all weight, this is all adding stress to the motor, you don't need this. So looking through here a little bit more, I see that he has a new radiator. So someone put a new radiator in this before this guy got it. The fan has a busted piece here, but it's zip tied in, it's okay. And then new worm clip, so someone took care of this car. But right above, I see that there's a ground here that's not connected. So we're gonna have to find out what bolt this is, and this ground goes right here.
So you can see the bolt. Right here. Just hit. The ground goes right there. So then I'm looking at this piece, and I'm touching it, and this piece pops up like this. And I'm like, oh my god, that's for the oil. It's in the oil unit. So this whole piece is not connected. Let me try to get a better angle in here. So we'll move this ground. This piece is not connected as well. So I see engine oil in here. It's pretty filthy and nasty. It needs cleaned up pretty bad, especially if we're going to turbo this. This engine definitely needs a flush. And there's only one bolt here. But you see it has two bolt holes. It kind of looks like a thermostat, one on each side, but it's not. It's for your oil. So this is going to need a new gasket. Doesn't look like there's a gasket on here anyway. I don't feel anything. And I don't see one. But this piece is broken out. So now I got to find some way to fix this, to connect this piece back in. Cannot be going around under pressure and this is just pissing oil out everywhere. I don't even know how this car was driving. You know, the customer say he drove this, but without a ground and without this connected, like how can you even drive this? So then I slid down a little more. Everything else looked pretty good. You know, normal wear and tear. You see right here that there's this old fitting that came OEM, this fitting right here. Probably need to be taken off because it's worn out, and a worm clamp put on here. This is a worm clamp, so you can tighten it up. It goes around, it wiggles like a worm in there, and these are all the pieces you can tighten to. Normally you would clip this off so it's not hanging, but some people work on their car all the time, so they might, you know, take this off, use this in another place, or if this busts or whatever. So this needs to come off and be worm clamped because you see how wet it is right here? It's wet. That means it's leaking power steering fluid, and we don't want to be leaking anything. It's very dangerous. It's oil, could be slippery. Even if he's not using the power steering fluid, maybe this is why it's not connected in the first place, because it was leaking right here. So maybe that's why the pulley isn't on. But I think we should put the car back together. So let's move down a little farther. So I moved down a little farther and I see that this is the wrong exhaust on this car. This is an exhaust for a newer BMW that was slapped on this car. It does not have an oxygen sensor. It's throwing all kinds of codes. So the exhaust is just pouring through this little bunghole right here. That's a no-no. And then, oh, what? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's no exhaust. Where's the exhaust? There's no catalytic converter, there's no resonator, there's no muffler, there's no exhaust pipe. I mean, there could be something way back there that's on there, but I'm not going back there right now to see it. I just want to do this quick video to show you guys what's up. The customer did say that there was a ground hanging off the transmission, but I did not find anything like that. The only ground I found was up front and on the motor up there. I did notice that these pieces are not connected as well. Someone did a quick fix here. I think this is for a brake line to go back, or some kind of, I don't know what this is. It looks like a brake line fitting. Could be for the transmission to get a transition cooler or something. I don't know. We have to figure this one out as well. But this is not supposed to be wobbling here like this. These are zip tied into this, but this isn't anywhere. So we just kind of tear this apart, see what's going on. Now this is the biggest issue for me, is this is not even connected. This is the steering knuckle. I don't even know if it's the right one, but this is not safe. Whoever is doing this and put this in here to move this car, I would never talk to this person again if they gave me this car like this. This is so dangerous. It's all busted up. It's not even locked in. If you drove this car down the street and this fell out of here, your wheels would go any way they wanted And it doesn't matter which way your steering wheel go, because you're turning the steering wheel at this, and this piece is turning the wheels down here connected. And what are you doing once this busts out? Nothing. Where are you going? No way. So this totally is like the first thing I would fix before I fix anything, because you're gonna die with this. This is ridiculous. So now that I know all the stuff that's wrong with the steering, I can go ahead and order these pieces and start to put this in. The bushings here could probably, you know, be upgraded. He's got brand new tie rods. I do like that. So this is called the outside tie rod, and this pipe is the inner tie rod that goes in this boot here that goes to your steering stem. See your steering stem? And then it has one on the other side. Now this piece looks pretty new compared to the car because it's still shiny, has a little bit of rust on it, but what doesn't, you know? And this piece looks pretty new with the bushing in the blue. So he does have some good stuff. He's got some bad stuff, but every car is the same. The shocks are totally blown out. When I lifted the car was up in the air like 2 extra inches. And then I leaned over it and it compressed 2 inches, and I was like, oh my God, what is happening here? So he knows he needs shocks in the front and the back, coilovers. He's gonna get Bilsteins, and we're gonna go from there and see what happens. So the rest of the car looks pretty good. I don't see anything else that's too damaged. I mean, I don't know. I haven't drove the car. So I don't know what's all wrong with it, but so you see some of the problems that we're gonna fix now, which is the steering knuckle right here. See it? Steering knuckle, the floppy. Not connected to anything. Sorry about the focus. Steering knuckle not connected to anything. It's super dangerous. Exhaust is not. There's no exhaust on the car. It's got the wrong head pipe on it. But I think when you get, I think when he buys the turbo kit, he's getting a head pipe, so it'll come with the right one for this car. You can't just, this is a 325, but you can't just put any 325 of any year part on your 325. This is OBD1, which means you can't just plug your little computer in there and get all the codes. You can't just plug this and plug that. I mean, I don't even know if this had oxygen sensors back in the day for an 87. I know it has catalytic converter, it's got the EGR, it probably does have oxygen sensors, but they're not in the place where they're supposed to be. I don't even see any on this car. He doesn't have to get inspected anymore, but I would hate to have him get in trouble and pulled over. It's the very first checkpoint or anything, you know, where they check your inspection, they put the thing under his car and they're like, hey, there's no, you don't have an exhaust. So he needs to sign a waiver if he wants to go straight pipe or whatever he's gonna do. If he's gonna go catless, then all he has to tell me is this is for a race car and I'll do that catless, but I'm gonna write down on the receipt race car because I just can't have my business taken away for somebody else's project. For no one's, for anyone. You know, you always have to look out for yourself before you look out for someone else. I'm not saying to be selfish, I'm saying to be smart. So, I don't see the oil leak from up here. I do see it from down there. I hope that nothing else is wrong. We did a compression test, everything was great. We need to find some little screws for this. We need to find screws for this, screws for that. He needs all kinds of stuff. But as you can see, we're moving on. So we got some parts ordered. I'm gonna try to fix this. I've been taking measurements, but I don't know if I can because the other side is busted off. I don't think welding would be more expensive to fix this than to buy this for 80 bucks to reset it. We're gonna get those pieces for the hood. Those are already ordered. We're gonna get this hood back on, connections. This piece looks like it works. This is the slider for that piece right there that I just showed you. That goes in here and locks. And that one on the other side looked pretty good. This piece works for the trunk, you know. And as you can see, the gas, I don't want to flip you upside down. The gas thing still works. So, as you can see, I have to push it down kind of strong to push it in. Oh, doesn't want to go. So okay. So this is good to lift the hood up. There's only one, so it has to be good. You know what I mean? And that's it. I mean, I'm gonna just making an update for you guys on what's going on. You work on BMWs. Give us a thumbs up, a like, subscribe, so you can keep seeing all the things that we're doing. If you have one of these cars and you need help working on something, we might have done that job already but not posted a video. So comment down below and tell me, hey, I need to do the water pump, I need to do the intake, I want to get a little more power, I want to weight reduce, what can I get rid of? Anything you want to know, comment down below. And I promise I will make a video, or I will make a video explaining it or showing it or doing something so you can see what's going on. All right, everybody, this is the E30 update, and we'll see you on another video tomorrow. Love y'all. Peace out. All right, guys, so here's a little sneak peek of a video that we're working on next, just to make sure that you guys know that we're doing something. And this is a great time to subscribe so you can see what we're gonna put out editing next week. Got another white Porsche coming. You saw that we're starting to make our race car and tear everything apart. I gotta move this one because we have a white one coming. That's my buddy's, he needs a motor swap. So I'm taking this motor out, the 2.5, and we might mess with it a little bit. We're gonna put it in his white one. It's a 2001. And we're putting this twin turbo Audi in that one. So if you want to see that episode, look under the Outster, which is the Audi motor for the Porsche, or the 99 Porsche Boxster build. So thanks for coming to Disturbing Creations. We love you all. If you've worked on a Porsche, or